This week on a Bubble Chat.
It was like raining. It was cold outside.
After State Student I was really shocked.
Maybe Patti LaBelle could have got on with this.
One of the biggest problems that we have beyond blatant racism is the unconscious bias. We deserve an opportunity to study our history, an accurate history, not a sugar-coated one.
Hello, everyone, and good morning or afternoon or night, and we welcome you all to the Bubble Chat. We hope that you're all having an amazing day. Now, let's get into today's topic. And Eve, you have the floor.
Thank you, nephew. Up first, we have San Francisco police have arrested Collier Quinn, an art gallery owner who was on video spraying a homeless woman with a water hose. According to NPR, Gwynn is facing a charge of misdemeanor battery after his arrest. District Attorney Brooke Jenkins claimed that Gwynn deliberately and unlawfully sprayed water on an unhoused woman identified unidentified while she was sitting on a sidewalk outside his gallery on Monday, January 9th. Jenkins' office claimed it issued an arrest warrant after Gwynn after reviewing the evidence from an investigation managed by the San Francisco Police Department. Jenkins issued a statement on Twitter tweeting, "The alleged battery of an unhoused member of our community is completely unacceptable. Mr. Gwynn will face appropriate consequences for his actions." Additionally, authorities claim that if Gwynn is convicted, he could face up to 6 months in jail along with the $2,000 fine. Ladies and my nephew, your thoughts on his arrest and the incident, and do you think that this art gallery that Gwynn was owning should do something about this?
I'm going to say like this. I really don't have that much to say. The owner made his bed, and now he's going to have to lay on it. He's going to have to face the consequences of his actions because what he did was 100% unacceptable.
And not only was it unacceptable, it was just pure evil. And it was just awful. I saw it on Instagram. And shout out to the rapper who went to his house the next day. I forgot the rapper's name, but he went to the house the next day telling the guy to come on outside and spray him with the water. It was like raining. It was cold outside. And that homeless lady was just, devastated and also traumatized. People just evil. I'm not even like,
I don't understand.
I don't, and I have no sympathy for Gwen. None.
He's a piece of shit. Point blank, period. And what I don't like that I see too much in this society is that certain individuals think that they're better than other people. And on top of that, they are more worried about their profits than showing care or concern for those who are unhoused or on hard times. A lot of times I hear people complaining about the unhoused situation in the Bay Area. And last time I was there, I saw that it was very bad. And it's not limited to the Bay Area. It happens all over the country. But I never hear those people who are complaining about the unhoused. I never hear them talking about a solution or any ideals or making a contribution to help these people. And I think it's really sad. So I hope charges are pressed and there's a trial and that he serves jail time and and pays a fine. And also, I would like to add, can you imagine already being out in the element, no shelter, living a hard life, and then someone soaks you with water, like soaks, the few things you have, they just soak you down with water. I'm just disgusted by it.
Yeah, and that's the way they used to do back in the day with the those fire hose. Remember how they sprayed the people?
Mhm.
I didn't like it. I just
It's just awful. Straight up awful.
Yes. Well, up next, it's me. Model Chrissy Teigen. Is it Teigen or Teigen? Teigen. Model Chrissy Teigen and singer-songwriter John Legend shared their newborn daughter's name, Esty Maxine Steffens. Chrissy posted a photo on Instagram of her two children, Luna and Miles, holding their little sibling while claiming the house is bustling and our family could not be happier. Dad sheds nightly tears of joy seeing Luna and Miles so full of love. The family welcomes their newest addition. Oh, I love them, and I love me some John Legend with his singing self. They're a beautiful family.
Yeah, I remember when I was around younger and I was playing with your Verizon phone and you used to have that ringtone "Green Light" by John Legend.
Yep.
I think that was my first time noticing John Legend. I haven't even heard any of his songs until recently. And I think to see what Chrissy and John having their child after what they've been going through more than a couple years ago, it's really such a blessing to have a third child. It really is.
It is very much so. So congratulations to the family.
Eve, your thoughts?
Congratulations to the rich people.
They are definitely rich.
Anybody want to say?
Congratulations to the beautiful rich people.
Okay. All right. Well, up next is
Joanne, when you just did that with the glasses on, you reminded me of Norbit.
What?
When you just did that with those glasses on, you say, okay. It reminded me of Norbit.
Oh,
you know who Norbit is, Rasputin's.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did remember. Yeah. He played Norbit and Rasputia and
How you doing? Norbit.
Yeah, I remember watching that. That movie when we was at Andre's house. I remember watching that movie like 3 or 5 times. It was so hilarious.
It is hilarious, and you remind me of Norbit right now. But anyway, go ahead. You're up next. College student missing while swimming.
Okay. On a more serious note, though, up next, Pacific Police identified State student Hamazah Alsaudi, I hope I said that right, who went missing this past Thursday morning while swimming in the Pacifica Ocean. According to San Francisco Chronicle, officers and firefighters responded to a report of a swimmer in distress at Esplanade, I hope I said that right, beach at approximately 10:30 in the morning and found 2 men who claimed that they were the swimmer's friends. The Pacifica police claimed that the swimmer was drugged and pulled away from the shore by a large wave. SF State issued a statement, quote, "We are aware of reports of a search for an SF State student in the waters of Pacifica. The entire SF State community is hoping for a safe recovery. Our thoughts are with the student's family and classmates." The SF State administrator claims that the student is majoring in political science with a minor in Arab and Muslim ethnicities and diaspora studies. As of Friday, January 20th, the search has been stopped. What are you guys' thoughts on this situation and on this incident? I'm going to start by saying, as an SF State student myself, I was really shocked to see this happening, especially at my school where we have like a missing person who we don't even know if they're gonna make it home safe or not. And that's just in general. I did. I'm not sure if his body was found out, but I did see Instagram I did see photos on Instagram about him being remembered, and I think there was like a candlelight vigil. I'm not sure if he was like actually dead or not. Nor can I even confirm it. But I just can't imagine what everybody must be going through.
I think it's very sad and very frightening. And, you know, as fun as it is to swim, it could be very dangerous too, especially when it's, you know, the weather is like when it's very windy and the waves are pushing that hard, it could bring you in. And it's very frightening. And I think when people decide to get in the water like that, they got to be careful and have people around.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with you. I think there needs to be a plan on how we can prevent like this from happening again. Because in most cases, whenever a large wave will hit like this, they never make it, and it's really hard to imagine that feeling. And I've been on this case, and I've been on this I have been like on this case ever since I first heard about it. His name wasn't even mentioned, but I mean, I don't know him personally, but I can't imagine what everybody, especially his family, must be going through. Anything you want to say about this?
My thoughts and prayers to his family, friends, and all those who loved him. And it's just really sad news. So, and we should all appreciate life because we never know when, you know, Absolutely. It's time for us, our last, you know, punch in.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you know what they say, tomorrow is never promised, or any day.
You're right. It's not.
Amen. Amen. And we will be, I know I will be praying for his family.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And friends.
Well, on behalf of the Bubble Chat, our thoughts are with Hamazah's family, loved ones, the entire SF community, and others affected. As soon as we get more information about this case, we will keep you posted however we can.
Up next, famous singers promote song for upcoming film 80 for Brady. Female singers Dolly Parton, Cyndi Lauper, Gloria Estefan, Belinda Carlise,
I believe.
Carlise, and Debbie Harry team up to promote their new single, Gonna Be You, for the upcoming film 80 for Brady. The film tells a story about a group of older females attending the Super Bowl to see Tom Brady play. An article from Today claimed that the story is set in 2017 when Brady was still with the New England Patriots. This track and video dropped January 20th. The video consists of the singers in Brady jersey. Oh, that's cute, in Brady jersey. Guys, what are your thoughts on the
They
song?
Don't have no black friends?
They don't have no what?
They don't have no black friends?
No.
Who?
The cast that, like the characters, like there's no black friends?
Oh, like, okay, I get what you're saying.
I saw Billy Porter. I think he's in a movie. I don't know for sure, nor do I remember, but I think I remember seeing him somewhere in a trailer.
So wait, E, you talking about to sing? Like they could? You talking about
not to sing? Like who's starring in it? Are we just talking about? Are they all starring in it?
No. They're singing on the soundtrack. I guess they.
Yeah. I think who's acting. I know Gloria Estefan is in it, and I know Lily Tomlin. No, wait. Gloria Estefan on singing a song. Let me look it up. 80.
Congratulations to that.
Okay, let's see. All right.
I'm thinking you might have thought that maybe Patti LaBelle could have got on with this or something.
All right, so Lily Tomlin, Jane Fonda, Rita Moreno, Sally Field, and Sally Field and Tom Brady are going to be in this movie.
Oh,
And for those of you who
I'm sure it's gonna be I'm sure it's gonna be funny.
And for those of you who do not know who Lily Tomlin is, she was the voice of Miss Frizzle from the Magic School Bus, that I remember watching back in 5th grade. It was an
extremely funny comedian.
Yeah.
okay. Well, 80 for Brady is set to be in theaters February 3rd. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for more tea to spill.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Bubble Chat. Up next, a recent article from CNC reported that for many people of color in the UK, Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle's racism accusations inside the palace have repeated a close-lived experience on the UK streets. A few months ago, after Meghan and Harry left England, the murder of George Floyd had sparked demonstrations in cities globally, including London, insisting on greater inclusion and accountability for racial injustices, both past and present. According to NPR, the Netflix documentary, Henry and Meghan, devotes time detailing on how race works in Britain, discussing how conflict over the issues of discrimination have become a factor for race in the country, and how it sugarcoats its past participation in the slave trade. In addition to how diversity has been lacking in the tabloid press, can contribute to stories that are rooted in prejudice, along with how racism bubbles beneath the surface in many interrelationships for people of color. So, guys, what are your thoughts on Meghan's accusations in addition to the facts about race that the documentary stated?
I'm not a fan of Meghan Markle or Prince Harry, but I don't really know much about the story, but I will say that I think like this is an example of the conversations that everyone should be having when it comes to like racism and injustice in our country, and what are some ways we can like prevent it from happening, because oftentimes, especially after what happened to George Floyd, they've been mentioning the fact that they really don't talk about the situation, but I think that this conversation into this day should keep going.
Yeah, well, I'm just sick of it, period. I don't even have a thought. We can move on to the next subject, really.
Well, I want to say that it's just an example of how sometimes the media and oftentimes individuals, whatever their nationality or their ethnicity, like to play down how racism or bias, however you want to coin it, how it affects us daily, and no amount of fame or money can really protect you from that. I definitely believe Meghan Markle experienced racial bias and also racism. When you looked at the tabloids, some of the pictures and some of the things saying that their baby would look like a monkey, and just different things, different narratives that she experienced before and after marrying Prince Henry. I mean, it's definitely racism, and at the very minimum, it's bias. And I think one of the biggest problems that we have beyond blatant racism is the unconscious bias, where people swear up and down they're not prejudiced or they don't have bias, but they do. And a perfect example is actually Prince Henry himself. I listened to an interview that he had with what's that fine man's name? Strahan, Michael Strahan.
Oh yeah, he is fine.
Yo, girl, that little gap in his teeth.
Baby.
Oh, our nephew, I'm sorry, nephew. But anyhow, he was having an interview with him, and he said something, and I said, wow, there's the bias right there. So he said that Meghan Markle doesn't present as a Black woman. And what he was referring to is the way she looked. And I said, well, I know plenty of people who look like Meghan Markle who got 2 Black parents.
Yeah.
You know, let alone 1. So she does present Black. And so what that was saying to me is that he has a narrow view of what Black or how someone Black looks. You get what I'm saying? So he had bias in that. And I know he wasn't meaning to offend. I wasn't offended by what he said, but it was just curious to me that he couldn't see that she presented as a Black woman. And I understand she might identify as a mixed woman, you know, but if I saw her walking down the street, I would see a sister. And for anybody who doesn't understand that, I would see a Black woman. You know, I don't know if both her parents are Black or one of them or her grandmother is Black, but I see a Black woman. You know, I think my child is lighter than her, Ruby. Right? And Ruby is the 100%, you know, definitely a Black woman. So, like I said, it's just interesting how people have this box of what Black is, and they don't understand that it's, you know, it's the spectrum.
I agree.
From the lightest light, blonde, red hair, brown eyes, blue eyes, green eyes. You know, there's people all over the world, Black people all over the world, or we should say people globally who have African ancestry who, you know, and so there's not one way to look. But, you know, I had that experience when we were doing makeup. I don't know if you remember that one lady, she was from Europe. And so she circled the counter, and then she came back to me and she said, "You're so beautiful." And I said, "Thank you." And then she was like, "What are you?" And I was just like,
a woman.
well, actually, I looked down at my hand because I was like, did something happen to my color? And I said, you know, I'm Black. She goes, no, really, what are you? And I was like, I'm Black.
What?
I'm Black. I don't know what you're looking for. And she proceeded to tell me, and she pointed to Nichelle, and she said, no, that's Black. And then I had to tell her, well, there's a whole spectrum from her to me, and far lighter and all that kind of stuff, and different features. We're not a monolith. We don't all look alike.
Just pure ignorance.
Ignorant.
Exactly. But because she felt I was beautiful, I had to be mixed with something. I thought about mixing my fist with her nose, but we don't promote violence.
If she would ask me, what are you? Other than a crazy bitch, and then you don't want it.
You want none of this from Rich Town.
You don't want this smoke, so go on, little lady. One. Anyway, ex-husband of Wendy Williams hires legal team to fight divorce agreement. Former talk show host Wendy Williams' ex-husband Kevin Hunter was on the possibility of losing everything due to a clause in his divorce agreement last year. According to the source, the agreement allowed Wendy to stop paying alimony if she wasn't going to be working on her now canceled talk show, The Wendy Williams Show, any longer. The court document stated that Kevin relied on the court-ordered payments from Wendy Williams Homeowner Association payments, car insurance, and to pay his credit card bills off. Kevin released in a statement about his financial stress, claiming, "I have fallen behind on mostly all of my bills. I currently live in a community that requires payments to the homeowner associations, and I'm behind on that bill. If the homeowner association fees are not paid, foreclosure will soon follow. My question about this is, why can't the man move on?" Guys, what are your thoughts on this?
I'm thinking the same question, and my question is why can't he move on?
Because he is having, he's allegedly broke. Allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about why can't he move on to his life?
Can I say what I want to say?
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Like you had a side chick all that time, spent oogles and oogles of money on her. No, I have no problem with her. You know, she's not the one who was married. He had a lawyer, he signed the agreement. She's no longer making income from the show. You signed the contract. Why are we going back?
Period. Not to mention,
and why when you was getting those big monthly payments, why you weren't, instead of you living the lifestyle of rich and famous that you were accustomed to, why you didn't stack half that check and you still would have been living the lifestyle of rich and famous.
Mm-hmm. And he was Wendy Williams' manager. Why wouldn't you manage someone else? Like, this is my thing. Go and get a whole nother life now. First of all, he was, I don't know the whole story with Wendy Williams and what they did as a married couple, but it was still very tacky the way I want to say he had his mistress living right down the street. And you keep pulling money out or doing whatever and had a whole baby. Didn't they have a baby?
I think yes, and
that's a beautiful little girl.
I know that baby is beautiful, but I'm still saying that you a man, honey. Don't depend on Wendy Williams to take care of your new wife and your new baby.
That just prevents you from cheating on her more than once.
Allegedly.
Well, guess what? He better be glad Wendy Williams ain't from Richmond, California. Because he would be doing 3 things: running, hollering, and holding on to his ass.
Yeah, I think it's real. I think it's really, really irritating. I think like when it comes to like relationships in general, they're committed to like be there for each other. They like when they take their vows.
John, how you know how a relationship should go? You ain't had one. You think you grown?
Oh my God.
He is grown.
Okay, but seriously, and I think we shouldn't be. And I think when it comes to marriages, I'm not like a marriage expert. But what I do know is that they would tell it kind of like how Beyonce told Idris about the one movie Obsessed. When she told him that they had a vow in their wedding and that he would tell her everything, no matter how ugly it would be, like I mean, after he was like after Idris was after the character that Idris Elba played was having an affair with the secretary, I believe, and I
didn't see the movie, but I want to see it now.
He didn't have no affair.
I'm talking about in the movie.
I'm talking about the movie.
He didn't have no affair.
In the movie?
No, he didn't.
Oh, I didn't see the movie.
The lady was just.
I'm talking about the character he played in. The character, not Idris physically, but the character that Idris is playing. I think his name is Derek.
Yeah, and Derek did not have an affair. The lady just. No.
I'm talking about the character that Idris played, and not
Right, the lady set him up. I do remember that. The lady set him up to make it look like he was having an affair.
Yeah, but he did. Yeah. The character was faithful.
Yeah, the character was faithful.
And the character was faithful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, we got that mixed up somehow. I don't even know why.
No big deal.
I don't know why, but what can you expect from when you remembered it, right?
Yes.
All right, but yeah, I did remember watching Lisa setting Derek up to make it look like they were having an affair. I mean, I didn't know.
Right.
I didn't know if they were like doing
I do remember that movie. I remember.
Obsessed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was 10 years old when that movie came out, and I thought it was going to be like a scary movie at first, but it was going to be like, trust me, if you were in that movie, trust me, it would have been a whole lot of ugly.
A whole lot ugly. If I could have wrote it been myself, played me. I agree. Well, this has been nice. You want to do the ending?
Oh, okay. I think we're still going to talk about this last story because I did promise in this podcast that we would try not to get into politics for this last story, but this one I feel like it needs to be addressed. In a recent article from People, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has denied a new advanced placement course on African American history, stating in a letter that this course lacks educational value and it's contrary to the Florida law. According to CBS, the letter doesn't specify what exactly is inaccurate about this course, which is a pilot phase in 60 high schools around the country as of now. The decision to block the AP course has come on the heels of DeSantis' signing of a legislation that rivals have denounced as the Don't Say Gay bill. What do you ladies think about this?
Well, it's unfortunate, but it's not surprising. In this country, there has been a continual effort to erase Black culture, to erase the history of Black people, and to sugarcoat history. So I'm not surprised by this politician's moves. He's shown us who he is time and time again. My question is, there can't be an AP African American course, but there can be an Italian course. There can be a Chinese. There can be an AP Asian course. There can be a AP Latin America course. So what's the problem with an African American course in history? We do have a history, and we deserve an opportunity to study our history, an accurate history, not a sugar-coated one. Yeah. I could go on, but I want somebody else to have their voice.
I hear that the reason that they want to take it out is because they don't want the students angry, which is the stupidest, most ignorant thing I've ever heard in my life. And if this happens, I hope that the parents at home will teach African history, because it shouldn't go anywhere. And it's so many beautiful things about our history. It's not just slavery, but they still should know, what our ancestors went through. So it is our history, it's the truth, and we overcame it, and we are who we are today. So I really believe that it should be taught in the homes if they're going to take it out to schools.
Yeah, I think.
Go ahead.
It should be taught in schools. Black people pay taxes, it definitely should be. Everybody else. It should be most taught in the schools.
It should be taught in the schools. But if you take it out the schools where we don't have control over it, or while we're fighting to get it back in the schools, teach it at home too.
I think the history should not be ignored. I don't think the history should be ignored 1,000,000%. And also, this is why we've been getting a lot of these discriminations, a lot of innocent people getting murdered, especially by the police. You remember Michael Brown, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and the years since George Floyd was murdered, we've been educated more, and we've been educating ourselves about the history. We've been learning what it is to take action, and so to see Ron DeSantis trying to take that course away is, I don't even know what to say. It's just uncalled for. It really is. And like I said, I don't want to get into I don't want to get into politics at all.
We see your true colors, and that's why we won't vote for you.
You know, okay, and what I was about. In all seriousness, though, but we can't just ignore the history and pretend that it's not happening now. Oh, it's still happening. Racism is still happening. There are still people who are saying a lot of racist slurs and discriminating against people that is not okay, and it needs to stop. You know, and there's but I will say this: I don't see bad in all people. You know, not everybody is bad. Just like the saying, not all cops are bad. You know, when it comes to police brutality. But what I'm just saying is that there needs to be some sort. We need to keep educating ourselves. You know, that's why many famous celebrities are saying something they don't know about, and they're facing backlash.
Okay.
Do any of you remember? Did any of you remember a celebrity who would post something and they didn't know about it, and that was like ignorant, and they started experiencing backlash?
Yes.
What about you?
Yes. Sad.
Yeah, it's just. I just hope Brian has to just do better. He just needs to do better.
Amen.
All righty. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for taking some time to listen to this episode. And as always, we would love to hear what you guys think about what we discussed. Let us know in your reviews or in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe so you will know when to stay notified when we usually upload. We have all been your hosts, and until next time.
Until next time.
Bye.